atrás de ti. Tú eres un
Sí,
pendejo
sí,
nomás
sí,
con la
sí,
imagen,
sí.
idiota.
Sí, sí, sí.
Cabrón.
Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez have proven to boxing fans one more time that their September matchup is truly the fight of the year, despite the fact that Canelo Alvarez has a match fixed in May as he plans to fight during the Cinco de Mayo weekend. It's his fight against Terence Crawford that is stealing the headlines.
Y para este imbécil intento de gente que tengo aquí a mi izquierda, que no se le olvide que yo ya vine siendo el Canelo a Estados Unidos y que solamente lucró con mi nombre.
He, alongside the former undisputed champion from Omaha, Nebraska, have had several meetings with Saudi boxing mogul Turki Al-Akshik. But beyond the meetings, they've now spiced things up with some heated exchange between them. For a fight that'll be deemed the match of the year, fans want as much chaos and fierceness as possible. Well, Crawford and Canelo Alvarez know how to give fans what they want, and they're doing just that.
Fight for both of us, I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody that I step.
It has been reported this week that the showdown between the pound-for-pound stars has been agreed and will take place in September, although it is still being speculated that it could actually happen in May instead. Riyadh Season's Turki Al-Alshik has been at the forefront of negotiations between both fighters' camps as he looks to finalize one of the biggest fights in boxing history. Canelo was said to be initially reluctant in taking a fight against the 37-year-old from Omaha, but it appears the Mexican icon has changed his mind and is now gearing up for his latest challenge.
About a small fighter like Charlo, he's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford.
Speaking on the fight during an interview with a reputable boxing platform, the 34-year-old revealed he was in for the clash with Bud, admitting he won't get any credit. I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter. I always say that, no disrespect to him. Sometimes, it's a little crazy that people talk about a small fighter like Charlo, which is big. And then everybody's talking about if I'm going to face Crawford, a fighter at 147 who is smaller than Charlo. It makes no sense. It makes no sense, but you guys say that right now. At the end of the day, I won't have any credit if I face Crawford, but you know, you never know. You never know in boxing. I go up and down and fight everybody out there, so it's possible. Why not? It's possible.
Fighter 147 who is smaller than Charlo. So no make sense when you guys say.
This was almost a repeat of an interview he had earlier, where he said, I'm in, why not? I think Crawford, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter, but for me in my weight class, it's an easy fight for me, easy money. If the money is right, I'm in, because, you know, I don't like to fight guys like Crawford because he moves a lot, and the fight is not that great. I saw Crawford in the last fight, and he doesn't move that much now. So yeah, if the money is right, I'm in.
First, what did you think of his performance versus Berlanga?
I think he put on a great performance, like he always do. You know, Canelo is Canelo.
I've been wanting the fight. It's a legacy fight. It's the biggest fight in boxing today. I feel like the fight is the last of the Mohicans. I think the fight would be massive. You've got two guys who are top 3 pound for pound going head to head together. I know Canelo is bigger than me, but I'm up for the challenge. It's all respect. And if he does decide to come my way and we get in the ring, then it would be an electrifying fight.
I think Berlanga put on a tremendous show as well. You know, he showed a lot of heart and grit and determination as well, and that made for a great fight.
If it does go down, Crawford acknowledges, he'll have some challenges. He said he will certainly have to be aware of Canelo's size and power. But, he said, I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life, and he's guaranteeing he'd come away with a win. Of course I'll beat him, the 41-0 star said. There is no doubt in my mind that I wouldn't beat anyone I step in the ring with.
To come my way and me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight, you know.
What makes a potential Canelo-Crawford fight particularly poignant is the fact that each man's Hall of Fame-worthy career is likely winding down. The 34-year-old Canelo has literally been fighting professionally for nearly 20 years, earning an eyebrow-raising record of February 2nd, '62. Some of those fights, especially his two controversial battles with Gennady Golovkin, have unquestionably led to some wear and tear. As for Crawford, at 37 years of age, he's not getting any younger with a considerable 41 fights under his belt. Suffice to say, the man has never lost in the ring. Seen through a certain lens, a Canelo-Crawford match makes a considerable amount of sense, for it's with wondering what mountains are left for each man to climb.
It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'd be a well-fought fight for both of us.
Both know what it's like to be an undisputed champion in an era when there are far too few undisputed champions to be found. Each fighter also knows what it's like to fight under the bright lights. Canelo's been in numerous legit super fights against Golovkin and Floyd Mayweather respectively, while Crawford finally appeared in his first super fight back in 2023 when he crushed fellow welterweight titleist Errol Spence in 9 rounds of one-sided combat. Crawford, who last fought at super welterweight, would have to jump 2 full weight divisions to challenge super middleweight King Canelo in what would be one of the biggest fights in recent memory.
En mayo, cuando Canelo va a regresar al cuadrilátero.
Pues sí, lo importante es ganar, vernos bien. Estamos trabajando muy fuerte, creo que tenemos que ganar.
It now looks like Bud may have the chance to become undisputed at a 3rd weight class when he takes on the challenge, per comments from the Mexican's trainer and manager Eddie Reynoso. Alvarez lost his undisputed status at 168 pounds when he was stripped by the IBF, with unheralded Cuban William Skull later picking up the belt. And Reynoso has told TVazteca.com that Skull, alongside French pressure fighter Christian and Billy, are in the running for a Cinco de Mayo showdown against his charge. Well, there are several. There is William Skull. There is the other one classified by the WBO, Christian and Billy. I think he lives in Canada. They are the ones that more or less exist right now, but there is nothing concrete.
Tenemos que ganar la pelea por cualquiera de las dos vías y después de eso pues ver qué es lo que viene, pero Saúl está para pelear con el que sea.
Canelo's ready to fight whoever it might be, but right now we are squarely focused.
You also hear about Crawford for September, but we really still don't have anything certain for about 15 days or so. There are few who would give Skull, who many felt was fortunate to get the win against Vladimir Shishkin last time out, much of a prayer against 4-weight world champion Alvarez if the fight was to materialize. Montreal-based Mbili would perhaps provide a stiffer test, though would still go into a bout against the Guadalajara man as a significant underdog. Fans will just hope there are no hiccups or injuries for Canelo regardless of who he faces, and that he is firing on all cylinders for a generational showdown with Crawford this autumn.
Ánimo, güey, Eres más joven que él, Saúl, Eres más joven que él, hay que aprovechar eso, hijo,
Canelo comes over the top with an overhand right, lands right to the left.
The relationship between Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso is one of the most successful and enduring partnerships in boxing. It began in 2003 when a 14-year-old Canelo walked into Don Chepo Reynoso's gym in Guadalajara, Mexico. At the time, Eddie Reynoso was just 27. His father, Don Chepo, immediately recognized Canelo's potential due to his power and skill, even at such a young age.
A Triple G.
Así, güey. Póngase bien. Listo, cabrón. Échale huevos, cabrón. Siéntase, mijo. Ya se acabó.
Canelo's bond with the Reynosos, particularly Eddie, grew from a traditional trainer-fighter relationship into something more akin to a father-son dynamic. Eddie Reynoso was instrumental in developing Canelo's boxing skills. He also played a crucial role in shaping the to-be boxing icon's glorious career. Under Reynoso's guidance, Canelo rose to become one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. He captured multiple world titles across various weight classes.
La goma. Ya está, ya. Mijo, siguen 3 rounds. Hay que hacerlo con velocidad, con inteligencia, güey. Sí. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Te lastimó?
Crawford is fully aware of the physical disadvantage he would face against Canelo, acknowledging that size will play a crucial role in the fight. However, he remains confident in his ability to overcome this challenge and impose his boxing style. Some analysts have expressed skepticism about Crawford's ability to compete effectively at super middleweight. This stems in part from his most recent fight, a points victory over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight, which lacked the dominant display many expected.
And hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence. It's real simple. Real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that.
Regardless of these concerns, the potential bout between Canelo and Crawford has captivated the imagination of boxing fans. The blend of power, speed, technique, and charisma from both fighters sets the stage for what could be an unforgettable spectacle. Canelo Alvarez has established a tradition of having 2 fights a year, May and September, the latter on the weekend that celebrates Mexico's independence. Since 2022, he has scheduled his fights in these 2 months, and it is expected that he will do so again, so it is more intriguing who will be his next opponent. Due to the lack of interest in accepting the challenge of David Benavidez, the mandatory World Boxing Council 168-pound challenger, Terence Crawford looks like a strong option for Saul Alvarez and his first fight of the year.
Over with now, or are we still waiting for that second fight to happen? I don't know, man. I don't know. They still got to go, got to work things out and see where they go from there.
Although it seems that the fight is more media than competitive, as Crawford fights at 154 pounds, the super welterweight 2 categories below that of the Guadalajara native. However, both Crawford and Sheikh Turki Al-Sheikh are trying to convince Alvarez to accept the fight, for which he was asking for $150 million. Given how unconvincing the fight against Terence Crawford could be in sporting terms, and the evasiveness against Benavidez, today at 175 pounds, Saul Alvarez could have other interesting options to open 2025 in the ring. Another name that has been mentioned for Canelo is Christian Mbili, a 29-year-old Frenchman with an undefeated 28-0 record, who in his last fight defeated Sergey Derevyanchenko in August and would be a contender for the World Boxing Council. A possibility that in September was already ruled out was William Skull 23. 0, the International Boxing Federation Challenger, an organization that removed the undisputed tag from the Mexican for refusing to fight the Cuban and stripped him of his world title.
Canelo been making his own catch weight for years. You know, Canelo fought a smaller Mayweather.
However, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is one of the biggest boxing fights that could be made right now. And with Saudi Arabia's involvement with the sport, it seems more possible than ever. Trainer Robert Garcia spoke about Canelo having an advantage over Crawford and also touched on Crawford's situation and clarified that if he does not get a fight against Canelo Alvarez soon, the Omaha boxer will surely opt to retire.
No, because the way Crawford is doing it is because he knows it's the biggest payday in his life, and he'll never...
Crawford is a smart man. He's already achieved everything he wanted, Garcia said in an interview with Fight Hype. He already did a lot. He doesn't need to challenge himself. He doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. I've talked to him personally, and my feeling is that he wants that big fight against Canelo, and if he doesn't get it, he might never fight again, Garcia said. There are many options for Crawford in the junior middleweight category should he decide to challenge the current champions. The most attractive is the World Boxing Council and World Boxing Organization champion Sebastian Fundora. He could also challenge International Boxing Federation champion Bakram Murtazaliev. Other opponents who could make the list are Jermel Charlo, Virgil Ortiz Jr., Serhii Bohachuk, and Xander Zayas.
So of course, why would he call out Benavidez when he's calling out Canelo knowing that he's going to make double the money?
Because he wants to fight at 68, that's why.
So that's why, Eddie, don't ask.
However, for Robert Garcia, Crawford no longer needs to look for another fight, as because of his outstanding career and unbeaten record, he has nothing left to prove. He already achieved it. I don't see him fighting just to please the fans who tell him he needs to fight this or that one, Garcia explained. Garcia believes that if it were about money, Crawford would have no need to fight again, as he has taken care of his fortune and has investments to back him up. His only reason to return to the ring would be to face Canelo and finish his career on a high. He's going to go out there and look for the big fight. Enjoy his life, man. He's a very smart man. He's invested his money. He doesn't need to fight one more time, but he's still looking for that big fight against Canelo. And if he gets it, he'll take it. But other than that, he might never fight again, added the trainer.
Why? You know why. He wants to make the biggest fucking payday.
Does he have a chance in the fight?
Everybody has a chance, but I think he'll put up some good rounds. I think he loses.
If the fight takes place against the Guadalajara boxer, Garcia believes that Crawford can compete with Canelo for several rounds. Maybe not enough to beat him, but enough to earn his respect and that of the public. Look, I think Crawford could give good rounds. I think the first 6-8 rounds would be very competitive. Crawford has skills. Crawford is very strong. He has great speed and good power to earn Canelo's respect and show him respect. But eventually, I think Canelo is too big, too strong. But for those 6 rounds, I think it would be a very entertaining fight, Garcia concluded.
Crawford Canelo.
He'll put up some good rounds. He'll fight. He'll probably get stopped when he get knocked out. But he'll put up some good rounds. Yeah, but he'll put up some good rounds.
Also, a boxing coach revealed how he got racist abuse and hateful messages for picking Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez, should the pair agree to make a widely expected and much anticipated fight in 2025. But why did Steven Edwards double down? The 34-year-old is currently the unified super middleweight champion and is regarded as the biggest name in boxing. The Mexican is also known for his pressure fighting, intelligent counterpunching, and iron chin, and that's part of why he's won 62 bouts and became champion in 4 divisions, challenging in 5. On the other hand is the 37-year-old Bud Crawford, who is also a 4-weight champion and currently a unified light middleweight champion.
But Canelo is a great fighter, but my eyes tell me he's slowing down a bit. The Canelo that fought Berlanga.
His switch hitting and tactical intelligence has been highly praised, making him a tactically versatile fighter who has won 41 matches and has knocked out 31 rivals, so the pair present an enticing clash for boxing experts and casual fans alike, which is part of why Saudi Arabia is so keen to make the punch-up happen. But it appears some are taking it too far, as Edwards reveals he received a wave of abuse for backing the American to win the contest. I get more racist and hateful emails than you could imagine, Edwards told the media. As per BoxingScene.com, just because I picked Crawford to beat Canelo.
Fight, that's a public execution. The fact that he let Berlanga go the distance, he let Munguia go the distance, he let Charlo go the distance.
Literal stalkers who try to bait me into posting their emails because they love to see their names on the internet. Straight losers who claim they hate me and don't value my opinion but read my mailbag every week. It's the strangest obsession. What's funny is all Canelo has to do is take the fight and prove me wrong. His fans should be upset with him, not me. Canelo's fans didn't get upset with me when I picked him to beat Bivol, and I was as wrong as 2 left shoes. It was one of the worst picks of my life when I backed their guy to beat Bivol. It's no shame in losing to Bivol. He proved himself to be a great fighter. But I also didn't get one hateful email from any Russians claiming a conspiracy theory against them because I picked Canelo.
It got to a point where once he put him in their place and he knew he could beat him, he just didn't turn the Africa gear on. And Bud's moved.
Despite the abuse, Edwards will not be bullied into backing the man from Guadalajara to beat the man from Omaha should they actually meet in the ring at some stage in 2025, as he offers some strong words to the trolls in his inboxes. Canelo has a great IQ, and he has great eyes. He reportedly regularly beats up heavyweights in the gym. He knows that size is not everything, Edwards added. He also knows the trouble he had with Mayweather, Trout, and Lara fighters who have similar body styles and traits of Bud Crawford. He can also see what Crawford is, even if you can't. You guys can write in all you want. Call me all the names you want. Insult me all you want. I'm picking Terence Bud Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez by close decision. No one is talking me off of my pick.
He's a lot stronger than people realize. I'm not saying he's stronger than Canelo, but he's strong enough. It's not a weightlifting contest.
Both fighters are good fighters, he said, commenting on next month's undisputed light heavyweight championship bout. I think both have a chance to win.
For a pay-per-view to watch it.
Is the skill level of Crawford equalize the weight, in your opinion?
I think if they fought, they'd obviously be the same weight, would they not? Yes. So...
Maybe not the best person to advise Crawford right now after losing to a man who was about 50 pounds less than him a few weeks ago. However, Tyson Fury has some warnings for Terence Crawford. Speaking to TNT Sports Boxing, former 2-time world heavyweight champion, Fury agreed that weight was the deciding factor in the contest, giving Crawford a chance to beat Canelo had they met years ago in a lower division, but backing the Mexican at super middleweight, where the contest will absolutely take place, should it happen. Here we have Terence Crawford versus Alvarez. Very tough fight. different weight categories. What weight would this fight happen? I don't know. At 168, I'm going to say Canelo. At 140, I'm going to say Crawford. So I'll go with Canelo.
So Crawford going from 47 to 68.
Maybe he would bring Canelo down to 60 or 54 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Do you have a favorite?
Canelo has categorically ruled out dropping any weight, and that is in line with Bud's goal of testing himself to the limit by moving all the way up to 168 and 14 pounds more than his last outing. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.